आदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, text number 16. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukratino arjuna artho jigyasur jnani cha bharadharshava. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O best among the Bharatas, Arjuna, four kinds of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. So, in today's verse, after having explained about the four kinds of duskritinas, those who never surrender to Krishna, those who are not pious people, or duskriti means sinful people, and Krishna explained in the previous verse, unless they are free from all their sins, tesham tuantagatam babam jananam punyakarmanam. So, unless somebody is free from all the sinful activities, sinful reactions, one cannot surrender to the Lord. Duskritis. So Krishna explained four kind of people, they never surrender to me. But now question arises, that is there someone who surrenders to you, Krishna? So in this today's verse, Krishna explained there are four kind of people, those who surrender. Chatur Veda bhajante mam jana sukratino arjuna. Four kinds of Chatur Veda, four kinds of people, and they surrender, and they are categorized as Artho, Sarthi, Jigyasu, and Gyani. But the underlying principle is they are Sukrati, they are pious people. So Sukrati means they lead the life, they lead the pious life, means gradually they decrease the unnecessary bodily demands. That is pious life. Because more somebody increases the bodily demands and somebody becomes more and more greedy, then to fulfill the greed, the person can go to any extent. Then there is no consideration of whether it is a sinful activity or what activity it is. They just want to fulfill all their desires. So Prabhupada explains pious life means gradually decreasing the unnecessary bodily demands. Right. So these are the four kind of people. They gradually they surrender to Krishna, and then they'll also become the pure devotees in the due course. They are not pure devotees when they come to Krishna. They have some aspiration to fulfill in exchange for their devotion, for their worship. Right. So they are not pure devotees. Pure devotion is explained in the scriptures as that there's no aspiration, you know, there's no desire, there's no expectation. The only pure desire to serve the Lord, to please the Lord. Anya Bilashida Shunyam Gyan Karma Anadavardam Anukulyana Krishnanusilanam Bhakti Ruttama. The Uttam Bhakti has been explained by Rupa Goswami. Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. There's no Abhilasha, there's no desire. Jnana Karma Anavradam. So they are completely free from this karma that if I'll do this, I'll get this. Oh God, please give me this. I'll worship you in this way. So this is karma contamination and then jnana contamination. So that is pure devotional service. But these four people, Chaturbida, which has been described here, they're not pure devotees, but still they're considered as the devotees because they are going to Krishna. Why they are going to Krishna? Because of Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Gyani. Arth means they're distressed. Some situation is there, some challenging situations. They understand. Then God is powerful. Krishna is powerful. I tried so many things, nothing working out. So let me go to Krishna. And then Artharthi, those who are in need of something. Rupam Dehi, Dhanam Dehim, this Dehi, that Dehi, so many things, long list. So those people will go to Krishna, Artharthi, and then there is Jigyasu, those who are inquisitive. They want to know what is the truth. They will also come to Krishna. And then Gyanis, they will also come to Krishna. Right. They are not the pure devotees though, but still it is appreciated. And Bhagavatam also confirms that akama sarvakama va moksha kama udaradi tivrana bhakti yogena. So anyone who comes to Krishna, either it is akama, akama means like the pure devotees, they have no desire for material benefits. Right. Even uh, many time devotees who chant Hare Krishna mantra do the devotional service. But a pure devotee, he does not even expect anything that now I'm chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So, all my distress should be mitigated by all this. No pure devotee will desire any material benefits by worshipping Krishna or by chanting holy name. Because if somebody is chanting the holy name and desiring that this problem should be resolved, that issue should be settled, if those are the kind of desires and expectation in response to the chanting the holy name and doing the seva, then that is also actually considered one of the offense. Namno baladayashi papa buddhi. On the strength of the holy name, if somebody is expecting something, then that is not pure devotional service. So akama, sarvakama va moksha kama udaradi. So there are people, those who are akama, those who don't want anything, they're all pure devotees. But there might be some people, those who are sarvakama, they have a lot of desires and they go to Krishna. Krishna, please give us this, fulfill all these desires. Or some people, those who understand that there's no point of asking all these desires. Whatever I ask, all these material benedictions, ultimately, that Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita also, Tetam bhaktva swargalokam vishalam, shine punya martalokam vishanti. So all those things will be taken away. So there's no point of asking something which in the due course will be taken away. Right? Those people, those who go to Krishna, or actually in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will explain in the upcoming verses that some devotees of Devatas, they go and they worship and they ask some benedictions. They have been described as Alpamedasham. They are less intelligent people. So these less intelligent people, they will go and ask, give me this, give me that. Pure devotee understand that no. There's no point of asking. Even the moksha kama udaradi, those people also understand that there's no point of asking all this material benediction. Ultimately, everything is temporary. It will be taken away. So then we should ask something. And what they ask the moksha kama. So anyway, so Krishna is explaining here there are four kind of people. They approach Krishna. So first is artha. Artha means distressed. People are distressed in this material world invariably, but not everybody who's distressed will go to Krishna. So as this verse is explaining, the underlying principle is sukratinaha. Unless that person is pious, he has the pious credits, he will never go to Krishna despite all the distress. So it depends on that person who is distressed, what path he will take. It depends on what kind of mode he is influenced by. Somebody who is distressed but is in the mode of ignorance, then in the situation of distress, he will take the shelter of intoxication. Oh, I'm too tensed. They start drinking, they start smoking just to forget their distress. So the people, those who are in the mode of ignorance, they will take the shelter of intoxication in the situation of distress. Those who are in the passion, they will take the shelter of their money and the power. Oh, this is the problem, this is the situation. So let me just work hard and try to resolve this problem by my power, by my money, by my contacts, by my influence. And they're passionate people. And those who are in goodness and they're distressed, then they start to do the intellectual analysis. What went wrong? Why it happened? How can I avoid this to happen in the future? So that intellectual analysis, which is also a good thing. But these people will not go to Krishna unless they are pious. So this is the important point to understand here. Jana Sukratino Arjuna. They should have the enough pious credits. Then only they can go to Krishna. The example of this distress in the scriptures is given of the Gajendra. Gajendra, who was an elephant, uh, for some reason, he was a very pious king in his previous life, but for some reason, he has to take the elephant body. But somehow that piety was there. And we all know the story that how one time when he was on a picnic with his family and they were enjoying in the water with, his family was enjoying. And suddenly a crocodile in the water came and caught his leg. And he was in distress and he started fighting. He was a very powerful elephant. But despite all his power, he was struggling, he was fighting. And that fight goes on for many, many thousands of years. And then he realized, oh my God, my power is not working. I thought I'm so powerful. I can solve all my problems. Right. This is the nature of material power in this material world. People are very, very proud of their power, their position, their influence, their connections. Deha patyakalatradishu atmasanesu asaswapi tesham pramattanidhanam pasyanabhina pashyati. Bhagavatam says that people are like very proud about their deha. I'm very strong, I'm very intelligent, and my family is so loving, so caring. My friends are they're ready to lay their life like Duryodhana was talking in the first chapter. That mother te tyakta jivitaha. And look at my friends. They're ready to lay their life for my sake. So the materialistic people they think that I have good friends, I have so much power, and this is my nice family, they will protect me, they will help me. But the reality is nothing materialistic things, a power or position, they cannot protect us. So Gajendra, though he was very powerful, he thought that I'm powerful, I can solve all my problems. But now he was put in a situation wherein his power resulted in, no help. And that time, because he was a pious and a pious personality from his previous life, and because of that piety, he immediately started remembering the Lord. Though I was in the elephant body, but still that piety was there. And immediately he don't know. He started calling out the Supreme Lord. He don't know who's that Supreme Lord, but he just plucked uh, one lotus in his trunk and started offering the prayers that Lord, please come and protect me. And then we all know the story. And Lord came and protected. So Lord always ready to give us the protection, but we should be ready to take His protection in utter helplessness. Like we have the example of Draupadi also. Draupadi, when she was disrobed in that assembly, Asat Sabha, she also tried to hold on to the sari. She thought that, let me try my best, whatever. She was going and pleading to the husbands and then so many other great personalities. None of those came to her rescue. And then finally, in that helpless situation, then she surrendered to Krishna. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. When she surrendered, then Krishna came. So Krishna is always there. Krishna is ready. He is eager to help us, to protect us. But we are only blocking Krishna. We are not fully surrendered. We have more faith in our own powers, in our own abilities. We think that I can solve the problem. What Krishna will do. So Krishna also respects our, you know, independence. Says, okay, if you want to try, you try, no problem. I'll wait till then. But when you think that all your attempts are failure, then you surrender to me and then I'll come. So Gajendra actually, so this is the example of this Artharthi, that he surrendered to the Lord and Lord protected. So sometime, this distressed situation, generally people don't like the problems and the challenges. Everybody wants the life which is very smooth and everything is going good and all of that. But then scriptures teaches us that sometimes these problems are good actually. If it helps us to surrender to the Supreme Lord or to remind of the Lord, then actually it's a blessing in disguise. So this is one of the category among the four artho. And then another category is artharthi. Artharthi means Those who want some material benedictions, artha, some wealth, or anything for that matter, right? An example is Dhruv Maharaj is given as example for Tarthi. He was inspired to become or to have a bigger kingdom than his own father. And in that situation, inspired by or under the guidance of Narad Muni, started remembering the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord. But there is a desire inside. And finally, we all know the story. The Lord came, Lord appeared, gave him the darshan, and then Lord asked that, okay, what do you want now? And then that time, Dhruva, by having the darshan of the Lord, he became purified from all his materialistic desires. At that point, he says, Sthana Bilashi, Tapsi Stitoham, Kachan Vichinapina Divya Ratnam. So he offered the prayers. He says that I was desiring for the broken pieces of glasses, but now I have gotten the diamond, so I don't want anything. So though he was Artharthi, he was having the desires, lot of desires in his heart, but with the process he became purified. So these are all Artharthis. And then there is the another category which is the Gyanis. Sorry, Jigyasu. Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu. Jigyasu means very inquisitive. And as the Bhagavatam explains, or Vedanta Sutra explains, that human form of life begins only when we start to inquire. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So unless we start to inquire, start asking the right questions, the relevant inquiries, we are not even humans. We might be in the human form of life, but we are not started our human form of life. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. The Jigyasa should be there. Ke ami, kene amai, jaketa patra hai. One should ask the question that why? Who am I? Why am put into this distressful situation in this material world? So this kind of jigyasa and what is the purpose of life? I am trying so much to be happy in this material world, but I'm not getting that required happiness. What is missing? What is happening? What is the goal of life? What is the purpose of life? When somebody start to ask those questions, jigyasa, then gradually the person will come to understand Krishna. That who am I? When he start to inquire, then he understand that I'm not this body, I'm the soul. The next question, next to jigyasa, what is this soul? From where this soul is coming? Then you understand. Soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Mamevamjo, Jiva Loke, Jiva Buddha Sanatana. Oh, I am the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Who is that Supreme Lord? Then we understand that Krishna is that Supreme Lord. So the Jigyasu will also come to Krishna slowly. And that example of the Jigyasu is given in the scriptures are the Shaunakadi Rishi in the Naimisharanya. Not all of them, many were already enlightened, but many were very Jigyasu. They're very inquisitive. They wanted to understand. That is why they assembled and they started to hear the whole narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Jigyasu. So, Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and the last category here in this verse is the Gyanis. Gyanis means they already understand I am not the body, I am the soul. This material world is temporary. Anything of this material world cannot really make me happy, cannot satisfy me. That much knowledge is there. But there's no clear understanding of that who is God. They have some understanding of some superpower. Somebody is there beyond who is actually, you know, beyond this material world. But their understanding is more of like impersonalism. That some power, some energy is there who's running the whole show, but they have no clear understanding of who's that, from where that power is coming. Right. So those Gyanis also actually gradually in the due course, they'll come to the understanding of Krishna. They'll come to Krishna. We have the example in the Bhagavatam given of that Gyani is Shukdev Goswami. So Shukdev Goswami, initially, he was having this jnana of that impersonalism. He was more of like impersonalist. But then gradually, in the due course, he became such a pure devotee. So Prabhupada explains that yes, these all four categories, Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Gyanu, Gyani, they are not pure devotees. But if somehow or other they come in touch with pure devotees, they will attain the perfection. So this is the secret. They come to Krishna, they ask Krishna, please help us, I am distressed. Krishna, I want this, please help me. Krishna, Jigyasu will also come, then Gyani will also come. But they don't become pure devotee. They are pious people. But if they come in touch with a pure devotee, then they will completely surrender to Krishna. So that is also another very important point. First, one requires little piety to come to Krishna. But coming to Krishna will also not really, they will surrender to Krishna. For that, they should get in touch with a pure devotee. So piety plus pure devotee will result in full surrender. Somebody is not pious, he will never even come to Krishna. But if he comes to Krishna, but if there's no touch of pure devotee, then he will not surrender to Krishna. He'll have some transactional dealing with Krishna. Krishna, I'll worship you, you give me this. I'm in distress, please resolve all my problems. I'm in need of something, please provide me all this. And even the impersonalist also. So all this contamination is there in the even the Gyanis also, but they can become the pure devotee. Shukdev Goswami is the example. And Shukdev Goswami, one time he was in the forest and just walking, and then he saw that this one woodcutter, he was cutting a tree, and then he was chanting some verses. And when Shukdev Goswami, because he's already Gyani, he understand. So he heard that this woodcutter, he was chanting some verses, and he got so fascinated by hearing those verses. So what verse he was chanting? He was chanting, this woodcutter, chanting some verses which glorifies Krishna's supreme position, Krishna's beauty, Krishna's magnanimity. So we are chanting these verses. Aho bakiyam stanagalagodam jigam se apya yadapya sadabhi leve gatim datri uchitam tato anyam kam vadayalum sharanam rajayama. We heard that, somebody is chanting kam vadayalum sharanam rajayama. Who can be more merciful than you? Who Aho bakiyam stanagalagodam, who gave the position of the mother, lebe gatim dhatri uchitam tato anyam, that somebody who came to feed the poison to that person also gave the position of a mother. So we all know he was referring to that Krishna, who awarded this position as his own mother to Putana, came with the intention of feeding the poison. Who can become Vadayalum Sharanam Bhajema? Who can be more dayalu, more merciful, more magnanimous, you know? And then also he was glorifying the beauty of Krishna. Baraha Pidam Natavarabapu Karnayor Karnikaram Vibradvasha Kanakakabisham Vajantim Jamalam Randran Veno Nadarasudayor Apuryan Gopavrinde Vrindaranyam Supadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti. So he was singing, glorifying Krishna, that how Vrindaranyam Supadaramanam, that Krishna is walking Vrindaranyam in Vrindavan, Supadaramanam, on his feet, and then Pravishat, he enters there, and then he's glorifying Baraha Pidam Nadavara Babu, that he is decorated with the peacock feather, and he stands Nadavara Babu. He is a very expert dancer and Tribangi form, and Karniya or Karnikaram, he is wearing the alligator shaped earrings. Randra and Venu holding the flute, and then he was pouring the nectar from his lips in the flute. So like that he was glorifying. And this Jnani Shukdev Goswami, he got so fascinated, so attracted by the description of Krishna. All right. So Krishna is explaining in this verse, Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani. These are the four categories. Though they are not the pure devotees, but they are pious people. They come to Krishna, and when they come to Krishna gradually in the due course, they will surrender to Krishna. If when they come in contact with a pure devotee, they will also become the pure devotees. Okay, and these are some of the thoughts on this verse. Anybody's any quick question or any comment? You can ask. Unmute yourself. If there's no question, we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki